Good afternoon. Hey guys, we're gonna get back into me explaining the book that I had published while I was homeless. I do want to make it clear, guys. It's cold here in Austin, Texas, right now. Okay, there are homeless people right now that are out in this cold. You know, this is where gratitude comes to play. You've got to thank God for that roof over your head. Okay. That's how I'm going to start this video off. Please like, share, and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. You know, I want to get this information out here to the right people because my goal is to help heal people. All right, so we're on chapter 36, and it says, "Wake up. You guys can't sleep here. It's too open. The cops will be here, and you don't want to go to jail. I'm sorry, guys. I know it's like cat and mouse out here. If you want to get some sleep, you have to hide." Y'all, it's literally a luxury for a homeless person to get 2 hours of sleep. Okay? I'm just so grateful that I'm not out in the cold right now. You know, last year, we were out in the freezing cold. Yeah. We had to learn, you know, to truly appreciate what we have. You know, if I didn't go through what I was going through, I would not be this appreciative right now. Or what I had already been through, you know. I would not be sitting here right now talking to you, showing gratitude and just, you know, thanking God, you know, for a roof over my head, you know. And so everything is, you have to go through these things, especially if you're not in alignment. All right. Weirdo and I wiped the sleep from our eyes. We've already woken up from beneath some stairs of an emergency exit in a parking garage. It was rough. There were cobwebs all under the stairs. Weirdo and I sprayed mosquito repellent all over our bodies. There was caca smeared on the wall right next to where Weirdo was laying. I held him close to me so he wouldn't accidentally brush up against it. The previous day we walked into a job we won't disclose. Actually, now that this is over and done with, I can disclose it. We walked into the U-Haul, and I got offered a 2-day trial run where I was paid, I'm not going to say that amount, an hour for 4 hours for 2 days. And on the third day, if my performance was, was satisfactory, I would be hired for $1 more an hour. And if I made it through the first 3 days, I would get a $100 bonus. I don't think they thought I was going to make it. The first 2 days of work, I got paid in cash. While living on the streets, a hotel room and a good shower and meal was what I treated Weirdo myself to. In the beginning of our journey, I was spoiled to having a roof over my head and having a vehicle. It would have been a lot of money to come up with the money, like, right away for the transmission. And I needed a roof over my head. So I was like, we got to get a hotel room. We got to get a hotel room. But it started to get expensive and harder to get up the money, you know. And God wanted us to learn how to be, to take care of ourselves, you know, in the streets. We had to learn this. So yeah. But when we did get paid, I did treat Weirdo and myself to a hotel room, some food, and a shower. Okay. And then it said, we managed to spend the night right outside of the First Methodist Church. We knew we couldn't miss the biscuits and gravy and the free showers that they offered. I'm not even going to lie. We got geeked up at 5 a.m. on coffee. Tore up the biscuits and gravy, socialized with a few of our fellow homeless friends, which honestly they were becoming family. We decided to catch the 8:01 bus to another church called St. Vincent. We got there at 7:50 a.m. The line doesn't start until 9:30 a.m. Weirdo and I were out in the cold, and even if I tried to go back to sleep while we waited for the church to open, the coffee wouldn't allow it. I'm excited for what God had planned for us. I pray for patience. That's the hardest thing for me to deal with right now. Guys, it's so hard. It's so hard. It's been a little over a year since this rebirth, and I still pray, you know, for God to continue to help me with my patience, you know, and it works. Prayer works, you know. You just have to put everything in God's hands because he knows what he's doing. I said that's the hardest thing for me to deal with right now. It's something I continue to learn. Everything works out just perfectly it says, because if I would have settled with, oh, I was offered another, I went to an interview at Domino's as well. But they only wanted to pay me $11 an hour, and the U-Haul it was a lot more, you know? But this is something I learned was to be patient, because if I would have took the first job, I would have got paid a lot less, you know? Yeah. God knows what he's doing. And U-Haul hired me the first day they saw me. Domino's, I was still waiting on a phone call. Thank God I didn't get that phone call, you know? God bless me with patience for the job that I have now. When I was writing this part, I was working at the U-Haul. We'll talk more about that. I can't stress this enough. I am proud of what the two of us are becoming as a team. Truly, and I know for a fact he's my soulmate. Yeah, yes. I know all his deepest, darkest secrets, and vice versa. Y'all know all my deepest, darkest secrets. God bless. We both, for once, are on the same page. We want to take care of each other, and we would do anything to keep each other safe. We're building a foundation, one that after all of these years, it seems like many lifetimes we deserve. We are each other's family, and I wouldn't change it for the world. You know? I come from an Egyptian Muslim background, you know, and my relationship will never be approved, never be accepted. But I can honestly say that my partner, you know, he's showed me over these few years what family really is, over my own family, you know? It's the truth, you know? So it is important to stick to what you believe in. What makes you happy, you know, not what anyone else thinks. Your happiness, your happiness is your responsibility. It's your life, it's not their life, okay? Don't ever, in other words, you want to be a leader, you don't want to be a follower. And if people in your family do not agree with how you're living or how you're doing things, they don't need to be a part of your family anyways, you know? Plus, I cried and I screamed and I hollered most of my life because I begged for them to be my family, and they weren't. But now I'm good, you know? I'm really good. Okay. We both, for once... Okay, I read that. One that after all of these years, it seems like many... Okay, we already read that. We both sat up. It's about that time for the line to start flowing and people entering the building. I leaned over Weirdo's tummy, writing in my notebook as he was knocked out of sleep. Literally, we were on concrete, and I was just writing because I was determined, you know? When I put my mind to something, and I really care about it, I keep going, and I'm one to finish a job, you know? It's in my genetics. Okay. It always made me feel better knowing that he was getting some sleep. You know, it's when you are concerned about someone that you love and their well-being and their health and their sleep, and you realize that it makes you happy when they are comfortable, when they are healthy, when they are safe, you know? You know you love that person. When it brings joy to you, you love that human being. That's beautiful soul, okay? We got up and made it to some free bus passes and a $10 HEB gift card. Asking you will receive, God provides. And I learned this, y'all, this entire journey. Whatever I needed, it was there. I asked God. You know, and when I say needed, it was my needs, not my wants. That comes later, you know? And then I go to say, I hope you all are learning. I know I have. God has truly freed us from the chains of Satan. We are finally getting what we deserve. We are learning how to live. We love helping people and loving everyone. In the beginning of this journey, I didn't like people. I didn't even like myself. God is a genius. We did not break down in Austin, Texas by accident. It wasn't that I didn't like people. It was that I didn't know how to communicate, or I was not ready to be myself authentically. I was scared about what people were going to think about me or say about me, you know, and I had to truly dive in and do some inner healing and inner work for me to love myself and for me to be confident enough to have conversations with people, you know, and now I attract people. They come to me for advice and to, just to chat, you know. I'm the go-to. I'm that person that they rely on, you know. They put their trust in me. It's an amazing feeling. I wouldn't have expected this a little over a year ago. Absolutely not. But, you know, I had it in me the whole time. I just had to lay off the dope, you know, and remember God. All right, so I'm on chapter 37. I will tell y'all this. 3s and 7s have been my favorite numbers my whole entire life. And there's a chapter about it. We'll talk about it. But I just had to point that out. This is called 29 and Dying. I was eavesdropping and overheard a young man named Josh, who is terminal with stage 4 cancer. He has a beautiful dog. It breaks my heart thinking he doesn't have long to live. All I could think about was why? Why so young? And where's the dog going to go when Josh eventually passes away? The dog would be so heartbroken and it was going to break my heart. The way Josh continues on with his life, not giving up and just fighting through it, makes me proud of this young man. Josh mentioned he wants to make it to Colorado. He was describing 3 little waterfalls he wants to go to. I hope he makes it. Another man goes on to speak about how his lungs just stop whenever they feel like it, then start back up. He said God told him he has 7 years left to live and he's going to make the best of it. He wants to move to a farm, buy 2 cats and 2 dogs and let them grow up together. The different dreams from these random strangers give us hope in humanity. It sucks though that like we have to be told sometimes for a few people that we only have a certain amount of time to live before we truly start living, you know? I said, as I've said before, you're in control of your own paradigm. Don't listen to what everyone else says. It says, situations such as these have opened my eyes and taught me to appreciate life because tomorrow isn't promised. 5 minutes from now is not even promised, you know? Anything can happen. All right. Chapter 38, officially a U-Haul employee. Going through all the things in the abandoned truck was depressing because I found a diploma. All right, let me explain this. When you work at the U-Haul, there are trucks that have to get repossessed, or we have to go find trucks because people refuse to return them. And whatever's in the truck, if it's still in there like a week later, we're allowed to, like, you know, we're supposed to throw it away, but you know, we go through it. You know, no. But yeah, abandoned truck was, but we were going through an abandoned truck and it was depressing because I found a diploma, graduation cap and gown, some family pictures that I couldn't bring myself to throw away. And the property belonged to the delinquent renter. Oh, so this was a storage unit. Yeah, there's a lot of errors. This was a storage unit that we were going through. But to the delinquent renter, Weirdo and I left all of our memories behind, and it made me think. I wonder if my landlord felt the same way about our things when she was cleaning out our old trailer. Anyways, that's in the past, and I know God wants me to leave it there. Alright, guys, my son Nicholas, he had a cap and gown, a red one, in the house, you know. I left all of our birth certificates, our driver's license, all of my notes and my journals and my just memories, pictures and stuff, you know. I literally got divinely pushed the hell out of Oakville or Beauregard, Alabama, you know. And I left everything, you know. I wonder if my my landlord had the heart to hold some of that stuff. I'm not counting on it. I doubt it. Not everyone is gonna have a heart as big as yours. I know nothing is coincidental. What are the chances that I land a job with good people? I'm able to set up camp right next to my job and have a job that throws out some of the most useful things that employees get to keep, such as furniture, game systems, clothes, jewelry. All right, so our first little spot right next to the U-Haul, there's this big bush on the side of the building, and it was on the property of it belonged to the restaurant that was right next door to us, but there was a bush. Robbie and I ended up getting a tarp, my partner and I, a tarp and a tent, or no, at first it was a mattress and a tarp to cover us in because the tarp was green and it blended in with the bushes, and we just tied it to the fence and we slept back there for a few days, you know. We eventually, the owner of the restaurant caught wind and made us leave. But yeah, we'll get into that. You know, it got to the point, we got used to having to leave, you know, wherever we were. But it was one of those things that we were just grateful we were right next to my job for even 2 or 3 days, you know, because then that just gave me more hours to build up to have money to make plans to get out of the situation that we were in. Okay, so we were just grateful. Okay. Okay. Weirdo and I got a such as for you. Okay. Weirdo and I got a futon mattress that fits perfectly in our tent with pillows. Yeah, we did have a tent by this time. And a box neck fan. It was one of those fans. It was really hot around this time. It was a box neck fan, and it was a fan, and it was brand new in the box. And Robbie and I got that. Neck fan you wear around your neck to keep you cool, which honestly I think my coworkers bought for us and pretended it was left in the truck. It was brand new. Or maybe God just knew what we needed. We took it all as a blessing, and it was. The Lord always provides. It gets hot as hell in our tent. The best part about all of this is whatever we don't need, Weirdo and I can take it to all the homeless camps and distribute it to all the homeless, which makes our hearts sing. I know my heart sings, you know. Moreover, it will give us incentive to talk to everyone and maybe get through to some of these homeless people and get them on the right track, at least give them some hope. This is funny. Excuse me. Uh-oh. Sorry. Okay. Where's my vape? My phone will probably fall again. Let's see. Bear with me. It's probably under my blanket. Ooh. Oh, there it is. Okay. So. Okay. Let me get my computer so I could stand this phone back up on here. Sorry, guys, for the delay. But I'm going to hit my vape. Now, this is my worst habit. My God, I'm doing good. I'll quit this too one day. It's tobacco, y'all. Just tobacco. I don't even smoke pot. Ugh. It makes me retarded. Like, I'll stare at a wall. The last time I smoked pot, I stared at a wall like this. Like, just smile. I don't even know how I was smiling, but, like, I was just frozen staring at a wall for, like, an hour. Like, I don't even know how to act in public or even by myself when I'm under the influence of marijuana. But, yeah. Uh-oh. Oh, I locked it. It's really cool you can lock it. Okay. Here we go. I was ready to go to Walmart and buy 100 notebooks, pens, panties for the women, and feminine products and get out on the streets and hand them all out. I was ready, y'all, because I mean, I had already been in the streets. I know what people want, what people need, what can help them, and I was determined to get people to write, how they feel. Remember memories that they blocked, I was determined. I've had to roll toilet paper from a gas station to make a maxi pad, and literally every single time I did, I had a huge blood stain in my pants by the end of the day. It's not fun. I was super excited to blow my money on every homeless person out there, and not once did I think about weirdo in my situation. We ended up taking my money and buying a tent, tarp, bug spray. Yeah. I gotta sneeze. Hold on. Bless me. I reconsidered blowing my money on everyone in the streets when I realized, oh, we can buy a tent, maybe next paycheck, Okay. We ended up these are the necessities if you're going to live on the street. Narcy. This is Robbie, my partner, talking. He said, Narcy, we just got kicked out of our spot. Weirdo said as I was aligning. I was backing up a truck, a U-Haul truck. I just got through parking a 20-foot return truck at my work. My eyes filled up with tears, but I know I've got to keep it together. During times like this, I want to question God, but I know better. I go on to tell Weirdo to just pack our stuff up and leave it to God. And then I go on to say, this is confirmation that God sent Weirdo to me to protect me because I couldn't handle getting kicked out by myself. It would have really fucked me up. I could have, he's just been my backbone, because it gets hard on the streets. It gets really, really hard. Weirdo has always been my protector. He's always taken care of the dirty. Alright. Excuse me, y'all. I'm sorry. He's always taking care of the dirty work. Hopefully one day I'll be able to carry some of the load. I love this man. And you know what's amazing about being sober and having a partner that you are truly a match for and with is that it's the effort that we put into one another is a 50-50 all the way, If I have it, he has it. If he has it, I have it. If I don't have it, he has it. If he doesn't have it, I have it. And we never worry about like bills getting paid or not or going without something because guys, and this is a trick, okay? I want you not to worry about your bills. I just want you to go to work when you're supposed to go to work, okay? Prioritize your bills, pay them, and then buy the things that you need for your home. Have some fun. Go to a movie. Go out to eat. Don't overdo it, okay? And God will make sure he provides. Just show up and act right, okay? Priorities. That's the number one. But yeah. So now instead of like, because back in the day, a little over a year ago, when it was active addiction, I put the blame on Robert. I made him take care of my kid. I was awful, okay? Now, the first few months that we were homeless, I was the only one with a driver's license and a social. So I was the only one that was allowed to work. And you know how I see this? Because Robert worked back home, whenever he did go to work. But, which he went to work. But I didn't work. God purposely made sure that I was the bread maker for the first part of this journey to teach me a lesson, to get my ass in check, okay? And then it was so cool because Robbie, he didn't have his license because during active addiction, I got mad at him and I ripped it up and I threw it out the window with his social security card. So God wanted me to learn too you don't do shit like that, because we would have gotten situated a lot quicker with a roof over our head if both of us were working at the same time. But there were lessons in that. I'm never going to rip his license up. I'm never going to rip his social security up again. I've learned my lesson, okay? And now I am so reliable. You know, people count on me to be at work, to show up, you know, and I love to be at work. I love to be able to help people. It may not be my dream job, but I'm there. I show up, you know? And God has seriously, like, transformed me. I just had to follow his lead, you know? When I tell you this has been a rebirth, this has been a reconditioning, mentally, physically, spiritually, oh my God, godly, you know, I am, this is true. This is a true story. I am speaking facts only, okay? But yeah, so the first few months, Robbie couldn't work because we had to get his driver's license. And we got his driver's license. Him and I both grabbed our sleeping bags and we went and we spent the night outside of the DMV. I think I wrote a little bit about this. Well, I'll see. If not, I'll tell you more about it. But we spent the night outside of the DMV and we were the first people in line. Yeah, we were determined. Yes. This is what I'm saying, you know, this is what I want to teach you guys. Priorities, just prioritize the things that you need, you know, and everything else will fall into place. Everything. Ooh, I can't wait to get to the next chapter with you guys. It's my absolute favorite. And then, oh, it's my favorite. Hopefully one day I'll be able to carry some of the load. I love this man. I still had about 2 hours left before I got to clock out and leave work. I made it. I clocked out and walked to meet Weirdo, and we would figure out together what our next move was going to be. Every day I'm learning to love, respect, and appreciate Weirdo more. God's blessed me with an angel. I mean it, guys. And the good thing about the both of us is that we both know each other's deepest, darkest secrets, and there's no judgment. We still love each other, and we still trust each other. Weirdo and I had to leave our mattress behind. It was too much to tote. I knew Weirdo wanted to cry, but he held it together. I'm so proud of him. We came across an apartment complex and saw a maintenance closet. Figured we could put both suitcases. We had 2 rolling suitcases at this time. Suitcases in it so that we wouldn't look homeless and we could literally take baths in their swim pool when no one was looking. And that's exactly what we did. I had a bar of Zest soap we got from one of these churches in a care package. It said the pool looked pretty murky, so Weirdo and I figured we would do them a favor and zestfully clean it. I was being a smartass when I wrote this, but I think the pool ended up being cleaner after we got out than what it was when we got in, you know? I think living on the streets, I managed to keep myself cleaner than when I actually had my home and a shower to bathe. I always had this fear that I was going to let myself go and start smelling like urine and caca, like a lot of the homeless people do, sadly. God bless them all, you know? I think that's what it was. I was so scared that I would start smelling like it, you know? You know, there are a lot of people in the streets that were homeless with us too that could not believe that the 2 of us were homeless because we kept it together. We didn't, honestly, y'all, we didn't look like what we were going through, and that's God, okay? We didn't look, and I refused to look like what I was going through, and I demanded respect when I went into establishments, even though I got kicked out and couldn't use the bathroom a couple times, and I threw a fit in the beginning of the journey. But, you know, like I said, these are all lessons, and there is a lesson in everything that comes our way. It's up to you whether or not you learn it, you know? It's up to you. All right. Because I'll be damned if I repeat these karmic cycles ever again. Ever again. Ever again.
dragon.
Okay. Alright, I'm going to cut this video off because the next video is called We Met an Angel, and this is a true story, and this is what really, really made me believe. And I want to make sure I take a bathroom break, a cigarette break, and then I want to make sure that I'm prepared to share this story with you guys because it is so real. God is real. Alright guys, God bless you. Like, share, subscribe. Help me share my story and help people, see the light at the end of all the tunnels. Remember, guys, there is a solution to whatever problem that may come your way. There is a solution. Don't crumble. Bye.